Yahweh created Adam and Eve, the first human couple. They were created black. But today we have many ethnicities. We have Asian, white, Spanish, Indian, and so on and so forth. Did Yahweh create them? And do he want his first children to have a relationship with them? Hi guys, it's your girl Linda, back with another amazing topic that I know you're gonna enjoy. Welcome back to my channel, and thanks for subscribing. Guys, we know that Yahweh created Adam and Eve black, and he instructed them to multiply and subdue the earth. But somehow Adam and Eve are producing offspring that are so much different from them. How is this possible that black people can produce white babies and also people with other features? Their DNA was changed. You know how that happened? Recall Yahweh feeling regret over making man, not because he didn't love them, but because he hated to see them being taken advantage of. Some of Yahweh's angels were coming down, taking advantage of the women, causing them to produce babies for them. These angels were different colors, different shapes, different sizes. Some were giants. And these children they were producing did not worship Yahweh. In fact, they were very violent and threatening the only family on earth that is worshiping Yahweh. If those people would have destroyed Noah's family, there would be no more mankind. That's why Yahweh had to send the flood. Only Noah's family survived the flood. So you would think that all of the people were black, but no. Their DNA has been changed. So they are producing babies that still look different from them, but they were not having these babies that often. And sadly, some of those babies were considered outcasts. A lot of them felt awkward, and they went off and formed their own tribes. This is where races come in. Recall Isaac and Rebekah. Rebekah got pregnant with twins. An angel came to her and told her, "You have two nations warring in your womb." And he said that the older would serve the younger. The older one came out. They said he was a reddish color and he was very hairy. They named him Esau. The other child was not described, but we know that they were different. They were different nationalities because the angel told Rebekah this would happen. This is an effect of those angels coming down and changing their DNA. But how does Yahweh feel about these different nationalities? They are not like his original people, but they do have the image of God, just not his color. Let's consider the unwise King Solomon, not the wise one. King Solomon did not follow Yahweh's warning about who to marry. Yahweh told King Solomon, stay away from those strange women because they don't worship me and they'll have you worshiping their gods. Stay away from them. But you know what? King Solomon was attracted to those strange women. He had 712 wives. How could he even remember them all? And he also had 300 concubines. But it was okay because he took care of them all. But the strange women, that was his downfall. They did just what Yahweh said they would do. They caused Solomon to worship their gods and even make images of their gods that he bowed down to and worshipped. But notice Yahweh told Solomon to stay away from the strange women because they didn't worship him. It had nothing to do with their nationality nor their color. It's all about worship. 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 14 tells us, do not become unevenly yoked with non-believers. It says, what fellowship does righteousness have with unrighteousness? You see, it has to do with worship. And Yeshua even tells us at Matthew chapter 12 and verse 50 that anyone doing the will of my Father, the same is my mother, brother, and sister. Yeshua cares nothing about nationality. Romans 10 and 12 says, there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek, for the same Lord is rich unto all that calls upon him. Yahweh is not partial. So you can see how marriage between two people sharing different beliefs can be a conflict of interest. It goes along with saying no one can serve two masters. Either they will love one or hate the other. A marriage unevenly yoked with non-believers is an unhappy marriage. A perfect marriage is a marriage that's joined by Yahweh. Yahweh says, what I join together, let no man put asunder. But the majority of the marriages today are not put together by Yahweh. And that's why 50% of marriages today end in divorce, because they are not being led by God Almighty Yahweh. Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9 lets us know that many nationalities will be standing before the throne of God in worship, waving their palm leaves. They are from the earth because Yahweh is not partial. So did I answer the question about how Yahweh feels about interracial relationships? Yahweh cares nothing about nationality, only about who is worshiping him exclusively. Yahweh don't share his throne with nobody. So guys, thanks for hanging out with me for a little while. I would really love to know your thoughts on this topic. And I am so thankful to God Almighty Yahweh for giving me such good positive messages that you can share with your friends and your loved ones. And as I depart today, I pray God Almighty Yahweh help us all to understand that there is only one race in this world, and that's the human race. Don't you want to be a part of that multitude standing in front of Yahweh, standing in front of his throne. I'll see you there.